About the start of the football season for the year, and when I think football, I think Tecmo Super Bowl. Thought it'd be fun to play week by week, release a video every Sunday, me just playing that week's game. My experience with this game I've played since pretty much it came out. It's definitely the football game I've played the most. Especially with my brother, he would always play as Dallas. That was his favorite team. And then in the early 90s, that was kind of the team of choice. So we didn't have to play each other until the Super Bowl. I would always choose an AFC team. Usually either Houston, because they had a really good offense, or Kansas City, as that was my favorite team at the time. For this playthrough, we'll be playing as what I and most people consider the worst team in the game, New England Patriots. So, let's skip the rest of the games and get to our first one. First week should be fairly easy, especially against a team like the Colts, which is kind of arguable which of these teams is worse. Pretty simple mechanics. If you've never played the game, obviously the power meter for the kickoff, you want to get as high as possible, kicks it the furthest. As far as choosing plays, when you're on offense, these are your 8 options. You can pick one of the plays, obviously press directional pad, whichever direction, A for run, B for a pass. On defense, you don't actually choose your defense. You just pick one of the plays and try to pick the play that the opponent has picked. I'll show you what happens, most likely, when that does happen. If you play the run, you'll obviously play more of a run defense, and picking a pass, you'll better defend against the pass, which is really the only difference. First down, let's go with a run. Usually in runs, you want to find the defender that is not going to be blocked on the play. It tends to be the safeties. So we'll start here. And that's what happens when you pick your opponent's play. You basically destroy all of the offense, and there's not much they can do about it. 2nd and 12. Maybe they'll think about throwing. And the shotgun, it appears. So, oh, run at it. Didn't have anyone to block the safety, so pretty easy to pick up there. And that's a good start to the game. Throws it right to my guy. Nobody of his anywhere near him. Really, for our team, our quarterback is not good. Very bottom 2 stats, accuracy, well, just the second from last, really. Accuracy, and then the one above that, pass control, are going to be the biggest determination of how well your quarterback should play. Both of those really low. Our running backs are half decent. Probably the best player on our team is Irving Fryer. Unfortunately, our quarterback is going to have difficulty getting the ball. We're going to try our best anyway. First down, pretty close to the end zone. Let's see if we can run it in. And this time they have picked my play. And there's an example of why it's good to run towards the sideline and try and stay there as much as you can. When you fumble the ball, you're most likely to fumble it out of bounds and not lose it when that happens. Should score here. I said the Colts defense is pretty terrible, as well as their offense is not great either, so this shouldn't be too tough of a game. Explain a little more on the kickoff. The blue bar control, if you kick it when it's in the blue, you'll kick it onside and try and recover it. Anything in the kind of the pinkish color, you'll just kick deep. You can also hold down or up to kick it directionally to the bottom part of the screen. Hold down like I did there. again picked their play, so he broke through, got a sack. Decided not to cover anybody on this play, hopefully. Yeah, with a quarterback that's not very good, throwing long passes is not the best plan. You'll most often just overthrow the receiver. Luckily, in position to take care of that. With fourth down, they should punt. Looks like they got off a pretty good one and broke through 2 extra guys, so may not get much of a return on this one. Those are really good punts. So we got a long field ahead of us. Let's try a couple passes. During passes, there will be an indicator above which receiver you will be throwing to. A will cycle through them, B will throw the ball. Open across the middle for a short throw, but receivers aren't the best, so unfortunately he dropped that one. It looked like that one was going to be overthrown. Kind of surprised it got to it. Maybe we should stick to the ground. Just barely got in there at the end of the first quarter. There's no way to skip that touchdown part. Unfortunately, you have to watch all of it. Accidentally onside kick, you'll get an idea of what happens. They don't catch it, the ball will kind of bounce around and you'll get more of an opportunity to get it. So we'll run again. Luckily that guy that ran into us just bounced off. Normally he will knock the defender out. He could have gained pretty good yardage on that one. Should have everyone covered on this play, so get him. Let's try this in case it's a run. Luckily that's one of the easier run plays to defend against. This one should make it to the end zone for a touchback. So let's just stay on the ground. That seemed to work out last time. Oh. Safeties kind of destroyed our guys there, didn't have much of a chance. Not gonna do much on this one. Another example of what happens when your play gets picked. We could go deep here, but I think this is really our best option. Running back and forth kind of tricks the AI. They aren't exactly sure how to react to it, and it will slow them down. So you can score like that. When you kind of see them touching another player and struggling, if you're the person touching them, you can mash the A button to tackle them. Not a great throw into double coverage there. Get an interception on this one. Yep, threw it right to us. Stay near the sideline on defense. Your defensive guys do not have much ability to carry the ball without fumbling. We're up by a bit. Let's just go deep. And that's what tends to happen with a bad quarterback. Poor accuracy down the field. And, whoa, no idea how he managed to catch that, so yeah, we'll take it. Something I didn't explain was the extra points. There's a little cursor that moves around in front of the kicker. You're trying to line that up so it's in the very middle where the goalposts are. On extra points, it doesn't matter as much. It's possible to miss on extra points if you get it at the worst possible place with the worst possible kicker, but that's pretty much the only time it ever happens. This should end the first half. And we get a halftime show. Tecmo blimp, some balloons, Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, send out the band for a little bit. I always considered that one of the Bears cheerleaders just because she's wearing black, and that's one of the few teams in the game that wears black. We'll kind of stick to the ground from here on out, mostly just run out the clock since we have this game fairly well in hand. Again, try and run towards the sidelines on those plays that go outside, just in case we do fumble. With not great running backs, there's always that possibility. Should get some good yardage on there. Unless our guy gets blown up. Not literally, that's a football term. And that's why you run towards the sidelines. Kind of unfortunate, but we're fairly far ahead and I don't have much belief in their offense getting them back in this game. Especially when you throw interceptions like that. I think that's our third fumble of the game. Luckily that one also went out of bounds. A little too high on that one. Another one where they picked our play. Usually it's a bad idea to even attempt to pass, but at this point I really wasn't too concerned about it. Should pick up the first down, maybe a touchdown. Yep. Colts defense is really slow, which is the biggest factor in making a good defense in this game. Doesn't matter how well you tackle if you can never catch the person. Maybe they'll run that run play again. Nope, throwing it. Our first safety of the game. And a short kickoff from them. Yeah, this first game of the season, the AI takes it pretty easy on you. Kind of would be better to play against a tougher opponent in your first game of the season as opposed to an easy one like this. Not liking that. the games get harder, those fumbles are going to be more and more worrisome. Right now, we're not too terribly concerned, being up 37-0 in the fourth quarter. Let's run to the side. Yeah, a blocker on me. Wouldn't have been much I could do about that. Should be right to us. Got a nice little return. Just kind of run the clock out at this point. As long as we don't fumble, that is. That was a bad move. Should have just kept going outside. Let's try this. Nope. Let's go for it. It's what, 62 yards? We got this. That's in. Not bad for a not great kicker. Surprised he had the distance for that one. Let's assume they're going to do that run play again. Nope. Should have everyone pretty well covered. Yeah, down 40-0. May as well go for it, right? Not good coverage. Luckily, he threw it to the one guy that was covered. So that worked out well for us. There really is no option to just take a knee in this game, so we'll just run it a couple times. And apparently, they're going to call timeouts, so they really want to play this game out. Oh, that guy kind of got out of control. Let's go this way. Maybe this way for a bit. No, back up here? Sure. Touchdown. The games will get significantly more difficult, especially, I think, week 3 or 4. Play Oakland. Bo Jackson alone can easily destroy you. Got him. Also on kickoffs, there's no way to get a touchback. Should be the last play of the game here. Hey, another interception. Not bad. Well, not a great game for the Colts. Without Andrew Luck for at least the first game, hopefully it's not this bad for them. Also, hopefully the Patriots don't score this much in their first game since they're playing the Chiefs, which is my favorite team. Pretty good game from us, almost 100 yards rushing. Didn't need much passing. 5 interceptions by Jeff George. Almost had as many interceptions as yards. That's pretty bad. Yeah. Just the one long pass, really, to our tight end. So not bad. Kind of played a conservative game and still won by almost 50. So that's going to do it for week 1. We'll be back next week with week number 2.